Hello folks, Fluorescent FIFA here, and welcome to Jinxing Jonas Episode 2, the series where you set challenges for this guy. The best player on the game, in my opinion, and, well, in fact, really, because he is. And the idea of this series is that you set challenges for him to see whether or not he can score given a particular condition. Last time was the headed goal challenge, where he managed to score a header in the 71st minute. So he passed that one reasonably quickly. This challenge was set by Gabs467. You can probably guess what it is by what's going on in the background, which is to put him in an entirely bronze team. Now the reason this is obviously a bit more of a challenge is because I'm doing all of these games in the Gold Cup. I'm almost all the time going to come up against entirely gold teams, and because Jonas is a gold, I can't enter the Silver Cup or Bronze Cup with him in the team. So I'm probably going to come up against pretty strong opposition. Most of the time, anyway. This is just me building the team in the background. It's sort of tried to get 100 chemistry, but make it a bit different. So the MLS league is basically where the back line's from, apart from that left back. And then pretty much everybody around Jonas is Brazilian, just because that makes it easier to get the chemistry for him. I'll leave the names of the people in the squad in the description if you really want it, but it's not a team I would recommend building because it's not really that good. They were all bought for about 200 coins or something like that, you know, minimum price. I just put them together pretty sharpish. So, yeah, the idea of this series is, if you missed the first one, is I keep playing until Jonas scores under the given condition. So, last time I managed it in the first match after 71 minutes. If I don't manage it in a match, I'll play another match, and another match, and another match. As long as I have to, until either I score or until I just go completely and utterly insane and want to shoot myself. One thing I did not mention in the last episode, which I should have, is, of course, using manual, just making sure you're aware. And I ended up getting very lucky, because as you can see, whilst he did have an extremely strong team in terms of the players, he'd got them all out of formation, a couple of them out of position, and he didn't have a manager, meaning they only had 53 chemistry. And if you're not that familiar with Ultimate Team, chemistry is virtually everything. It really does make so much difference to how your team plays. Jonas trying to get off to a good start with that long shot, but not quite managing it. Now, something I've been told a little bit recently, and something I've sort of been thinking myself a fair bit, is that quite a few of you guys have said that I'm maybe a bit sort of closed on my channel. I will say, Jonas, very unlucky to hit the post there. Couldn't believe that didn't go in. But it's something I agree with, because you guys have probably, some of you have been following me for like a year now. I think I've been doing, this is about my 13th month doing this. And I don't sort of do a lot aside from talking about FIFA or talking about manual. And because the nature of this challenge being fairly simple, I don't really need to discuss the challenge too much. The highlights are just there. So I thought I would just tell you a bit about myself that you guys maybe don't know, because some of you guys have been asking. Some of you are probably now thinking, oh my god, he's going to bore me to death, which wouldn't surprise me. I'm not the most interesting person in the world. But I thought I'd have it a go. So if you're not aware, I am 22 years old. I was a student until recently. I graduated from university with a degree in mathematics, a master's degree in mathematics, in fact. Yay, go me. From the University of York in England, which is why there's some of you have been asking whether or not I support York. That's the reason that York are the team that comes up on Ultimate Team, is because my real favourite team is my local team, Lincoln City. But they're not on the game anymore. I will just pause for a moment because, as you saw, I went 1-0 up. I'll say that again. I went 1-0 up. Bit of a tongue twister. With a header from a corner, but because it's not scored with Jonas, I have to keep going. So Lincoln is my local team, my favourite team. I held a season ticket there for a couple of years, but then they ended up getting relegated to the conference and aren't on it anymore. So York are the team I select. I'm going to pause again because Jonas here goes on a run, body feints away from one, roulettes away from another, Jinx inside a third, slots it in the bottom corner, stop the clock, 32nd minute, Jonas, what a player, what a goal. Does it all on his own. Brilliant. Absolutely stunning goal. And that is challenge passed. So the rest of the game was really just about seeing whether or not I could hold on. So yeah, I am a Lincoln fan mainly, but my favourite Premiership team, if you will, is Liverpool, who I have supported since I was very little. But I don't live sort of near Liverpool. If you don't know where Lincoln is, it's in the East Midlands of England. So it's not that near Liverpool. I have been to Anfield once. I went once for my birthday and managed to witness an absolutely dire 0-0 draw, which was a bit disappointing. So, that's just the general thing at the moment. I'm currently unemployed. I'm looking for jobs. I've been a bit lazy sorting my life out, to be completely honest. And I've been learning to drive recently. I actually passed my test. What is yesterday when I'm recording this, and probably when it goes up as well, which is absolutely awesome because that was my first time trying my driving test. I was very pleased to pass because I was very nervous because I was convinced I was going to end up running over several old ladies or whatever, which obviously is not very good if you want to try and pass your driving test. And well, not I suppose just not very good for the old ladies in general. Now that I think, kind of got my priorities wrong there. You know, my driving test saving human life. Whatever. It's not something I should laugh about, really, is it? That's quite bad. But that's sort of just a general synopsis of who I am. I can't believe you managed to miss that chance. I think that might be to do with the chemistry. That's just a general synopsis of who I am, and I am a sort of football guy to watch, but I don't really play the sports. I mainly play tennis and badminton. I'm a racket sports kind of guy. I played for my uni in both of those sports. Although I haven't played tennis since uni, actually. Badminton is more my game nowadays. And I used to be quite fitness keen. I did the Great North Run in 2010. If you don't know what that is, it's a half marathon in Newcastle, England. Did that because I wanted to get my fitness levels up, but then since I've left uni, I've been really sort of lazy. I've just been bumming around a bit and not doing a lot, which is really quite bad. And that's just a sort of little bit about me. I just thought I'd try it out because you guys have been asking to know a bit more. Because I realise, you don't know a lot about. I don't generally talk about myself much in these. I'm very game focused. If you guys want to know a bit more, if you have questions or whatever, feel free to ask. I don't mind answering them as long as they're not something too ridiculous. And if you guys decided that actually you think I'm now the most boring person in the world and you wish I'd rather just shut up and talk about talk about FIFA, then fine, I have no problem with that. That's what I've been doing for a year. But I thought some of you have been asking. I thought I'd try that out because, as I say, the gameplay was over fairly quickly in terms of the challenge, and it wasn't an especially complicated thing where I could really pick things out and talk about things to do with the game. So, if you can let me know what you thought in general, obviously give you a replay of that goal because I thought it was pretty sweet to dribble around a goal defence. Always Jonas, always satisfying. So far, 2 challenges and both completed inside the first game. I think I'll go a long way to get one inside 32 minutes. I think that'll be the fastest one for a while. If you have a suggestion for another challenge, feel free to leave it in a comment, but there are a lot of suggestions already piled up. I haven't done another one yet. I need to get around to that. So you can leave it, but it might be quite a while before I get to it. And if you can let me know what you think, that'd be great. But if you don't do any of that, play manual.